I'm ARMAC Commissioner Chris Graham. Our 15 member institutions continue to bring you free ARMAC Network webcasts. Our goal is to deliver quality video to promote the performances and achievements of our student athletes. The promotion, production, and delivery of these events requires funding. While regular season webcasting remains free, beginning this year, our league shall charge a nominal fee for viewers of our championships and tournaments. Please follow the information below, including Huddle and ARMAC Network contacts should you need any assistance in the postseason. Thank you for supporting the ARMAC Network.
Colleges and universities to provide athletic scholarships, the flexibility to pursue unlimited academic paths.
In today's presentation between the UCCS Mountain Lions and the Colorado Mesa Mavericks, two top 25 teams competing today, and what doesn't really feel like a fall evening feels like a summer afternoon here in Colorado. Both teams undefeated within conference play. CMU number 6 in the nation, UCCS number 24 looking for yet another top 25 win on the year. CMU looking to remain undefeated on the year. They're 11-0-3, and it's going to be a great one here from UCCS. It's going to be an exciting match between Megan Remick and JB Belzer, the head coach for UCCS, looking for his 50th win in his Mountain Lion tenure. Megan Remick in yet another successful season for CMU. They went from the number 6 seed in the ARMAC tournament last year to the number 6 team in the entire country this year in the NCAA Division II polls. CMU with a lot of goal scoring capability. UCCS a lot of goal scoring capability between about 5 or 6 different players, and that is kind of the tail of the tape between the two offenses. Who's going to score when and what defense is going to be even better for today's action. Let's go ahead and get you your starting lineups for today's match between CMU and UCCS. For the visiting number 6 Mavericks of CMU, starting in goal today for CMU, it's going to be the freshman Keely Wazorek from Camas, Washington, formerly of Camas High School. In the midfield, it's going to be Mira Hauk and Abby Forlingheim. Abby Wachtel, the sophomore from Tempe, Arizona, on the defense. Kylie Wells, the forward from Fruta, Colorado. She'll be in the forward position. Michaela Aker, Odessa Correa, Bree McAuliffe, Carly Dare, Isabella Schaber round out the lineup today for CMU. For the home team, number 24, UCCS Mountain Lions. In goal, the graduate keeper from Arlington, Texas, formerly of Division I Southern Utah University, Isabella Whitmore, or Bella Whitmore for short. Jade Kinsey from Colorado Springs, formerly of Rampart High School, just about 15 minutes up the road. She'll be on the defense alongside star redshirt junior Abby Barheit from Palmer Ridge, about 25 minutes up I-25. Kelsey Takahashi and Jade Kinsey wearing number 2 and 3, the redshirt senior and junior. Takahashi, the 5'3" native from Honolulu, Hawaii. She's been absolutely fantastic for UCCS this year alongside her on the defensive end. Nanea Wong Yuen, another Hawaii native. Michaela Merlo rounds out the defensive end midfield for UCCS. And then Jessica Rockwell and Stella Freeman are in the forward positions for UCCS today. Mountain Lions rocking the all-black everything, the black shorts, black socks, and the black jerseys up top, or the kits if we're going to talk in former football terms. And then for the visiting Mavericks from CMU from Grand Junction, kind of rocking the candy cane jerseys today, or the kits today. They got the Maroon or the maroon stripes across the middle, and then the white jerseys on top of the maroon shorts and the white socks. Mavericks going, well, I would say right to left in terms of the video screen, left to right from my perspective. I'm on the far side of the field today, or far side of the pitch today. And here comes CMU. Remember that Maverick offense, one of the best in the entire country. They are leading the ARMAC in shots per game, and goals per game. And UCCS right there alongside them at number 6 in the ARMAC. But both teams undefeated in ARMAC play, 6-0-1. And here comes UCCS. They're trying to get it back up top. That's going to be number 21, Michaela Merlo. She's got a couple of goals so far this year. And they'll go from now the top towards the bottom, down towards the bottom side flank of the pitch. 1 minute into this game, and the Mavericks defense tries to punch it out, and they do. First time these two teams have met this year. A couple storylines we'll talk about. I'm talking about that dynamic offense from CMU. We'll talk about their leading scorers. But the UCCS offense, they are so, I would say, versatile this year. They have so many different players that can score goals. And if you're looking at the 12 goals that have been scored this year, or the 12 different players that have been scored this year, that's not very common. Having double-digit players, 8 of those scoring multiple goals on the season. That's just not very common for these offenses. Normally you'll see 1 or 2 players with most of the goals, but Aguilar, Merlo, and Garcia are the top 3 scorers this year. They only account for 46% of the offense. That is not too shabby for 3 players, as the rest of the 9 remaining goal scorers account for the remaining 54% of the offensive output for JB Belzer and his squad this year. Also worth mentioning that 2 of the top 3 goal scorers are underclassmen. Garcia is a freshman, and Aguilar is a sophomore. Ball's over on the far side of the pitch. Mountain Lions trying to keep it in play. That's going to be number 7, Taylon Levi. And it goes out of bounds. It looks to be a Maverick. No, UCCS throw-in. Mavericks trying to get the ball back, and there's our first whistle. Looks to be a foul called on CMU. No, on UCCS. We'll head towards the visiting side of the field. Here come the Mavericks. Fotheringham, the junior from Layton, Utah, sees the ball. There's a quick collision and a foul call. That's going to be on UCCS number 5, Abby Barheit, who is causing the collision, and UCCS will get the ball back, going now towards the north side of the pitch. Sun setting over the Rocky Mountain region, over Pikes Peak. And you can see the shade, a bit of a sunny glare coming down onto the field. I'm sure that will kind of have an effect on, right now it would be the Mountain Lions trying to attack in as they try to clear it out, and they do. Mavericks just outside the 18. Ball's bouncing around, it finds an owner in Kelsey Takahashi. She finally clears out, and a whistle. And that's going to be called on CMU. So the 4th minute, team's kind of in the feeling out period. We see Sella Freeman punted downfield. It's going to be a throw incoming 2 for CMU. This game has the capability of being rather explosive for either team. Mesa putting up 22 shots per game, and UCCS putting up about half that amount at around 12. But it's the shot selection by UCCS that makes them such a good offense. Their shot on goal percentage is just above 50%. And when you're only putting on about 12 shots per game, if half of those are on goal, that has something to say about not just your ability to get the ball in crucial positioning, but also your shot selection, understanding where your offense best succeeds. But since the wealth has been spread so much between the offense this year for UCCS, that just means the awareness of all 12 goal scorers this year has been top tier, and that just speaks to the head coach, JB Belzer, for the Mountain Lions, his capability as a head coach to understand the strengths of his team and putting his players in prime positioning. For CMU, their offense the last couple years has looked different from a couple of angles. Last year, the leading goal scorer, Lila Deer, led the country in goals and shots on the year. She ended up transferring to Division I, University of Colorado up in Boulder, about 2 hours up the road. Top 25 team this year, but since then, they've had to rely on a couple players to step up. One of them being Savonline Randall, who's coming off the bench today, but she leads the team in goals. She was second on the team last year. She has an amazing story. Savonline, or Savi for short. And after the boot from the Mesa goalkeeper, it bounces around midfield, tries to find another. Mavericks do gather it. Here's going to be an on-look just outside the 18 towards the far side flank. Worthingham puts some weight on it. back out towards UCCS's defensive end. Levi. Now back towards the 18. Dipped inside. Rockwell. Good stop by CMU. Aker sees it. But Barheit, after some ping pong action inside the defensive third for UCCS. Barheit wearing the captain's band for the Mountain Lions today. Gathers it, collects it, finds a teammate in Freeman. Crosses the field, and the Mountain Lions look cleared out. Now stretching towards the far side of the pitch, and it rolls out of play. It will be a corner kick, first one of the day for UCCS. So far this year, 69, now 70 corner kicks for the Mountain Lions, 71 for CMU. That's one of the only categories where these teams are very similar on the stat sheet. They decide to go short, bring it back towards the top of the 18. Shot just right of the post. I believe it touched a Maverick defender. Barheit was pointing towards the corner, and we will flip the field. And it looks like number 18, Nanea Wong Yuin, raise her hands, tell her team to come in, and she will orchestrate the offense here in the 8th minute. Still no score here from Mountain Lions Stadium. Quick down on the ground, and a great save by the keeper from CMU, in Keeler Wakizik. Was the work. Punts it past midfield, bounces around and finds an owner in number 14, Sella Freeman. Should be about apart for the UCCS defense today. The freshman from Eugene, Oregon, has had a stellar year. Really just commands that back 30 yards for UCCS. The defense has been absolutely fantastic for UCCS the last 10 games or so. They started the year 0-2-1. In the last 10 games, their offense has just exploded. Their defense has been even more impressive. 8-0-2 for UCCS in the last 10 games, including a 6-0-1 conference record. They're undefeated in ARMAC. That's the same ARMAC record as CMU. Crucial throw-in coming up for CMU as they still looking for their first shot on goal. Carly Dare, the sister of Reagan Dare of UCCS, puts it into play, but the Mountain Lions able to clear it out. Mavericks get it back, good touches inside. Mountain Lions recover. And there is Kelsey Takahashi. It ends up into the feet of Kylie Wells for CMU. Shot saved. Not a bad attempt at all by Kylie Wells. Right into the hands of Bella Whitmore. If you're watching UCCS the first 3 games of the year as opposed to the latter 10 games of the season, if you put those games side by side, monitor to monitor, if you had one game on your laptop, another game on your TV, between the, let's say, the 3rd game of the year, which probably was the ugliest 2-1 loss to Western Oregon, and then the most recent big ending of the last 10 games, good shot just from the 18 by UCCS, countering the Mesa attack. You would say that those two teams are very different. In the first 3 games of the year, here just side-by-side stats for you. In the first 3 games for UCCS, shots-wise, they were averaging 8.6 shots per game, shots on goal 4.3 per game, goals per game 0.67, less than 1, and then 9.3 fouls per game. In the games following, the 10 games since then, in which UCCS is 8-0-2, 14 shots per game, 7.3 shots on goal per game, and 2.4 goals per game. A night and day difference. And if you're asking any UCCS coach, you're like, well, what changed? You're like, well, we just understood how talented we were. I think one of the problems for UCCS to start the year was that they understood their talent. They just weren't displaying it on the field when it comes to that team cohesion, solid passing, basic fundamentals. But since then, they've really been on lock, and they've worked their way into the top 25. As already mentioned, 12 players have scored goals this year. Aguilar, Merlot, and Garcia lead that Mountain Lions offense. They're throwing on the UCCS side of the field, trying to clear it out, and they do. Levi takes it. Looks to be a home team throwing coming too. Nope, change around and give it back towards CMU. The Mavericks, on the other hand, this team is night and day, not from this year, but from last year. Finished the 2022 campaign with a 10-8-1 record. Were seeded 6th in the ARMAC tournament, only to get bounced by host Regis in the first round since that loss against Regis. CMU is, of course, undefeated and currently ranked 6th in the national polls. They ranked as high as number 4 a couple weeks ago. That is the highest in program history. This year, they ranked as high as 4th, 5th, and 6th. They entered the 2023 season unranked. They moved up in all 5 polls released this season, including the ARMAC. That ball is dangerously put into play. Bella Whitmore defending her post. In pursuit for UCCS was Sella Freeman. And it looks to be a goal kick coming up for the Mountain Lions. Just to get some perception on this CMU team, after starting the 2022 season 4-6-1, a year ago, October 2nd, since that time frame, including this year, CMU is 17-2-3. In that time span, they've outscored their opponents 65-7. They've only given up 7 goals since October 3rd of 2022. But the road is not easy for them for the remaining few games of the regular season with the ARMAC tournament coming up. They're favored to host as of right now, but UCCS, they are not shy of defeating top 10 teams this year, including the first one, Point Loma, number 9 at the time. UCCS played entirely different soccer on the field. They look like an entirely different team, and they shocked the Sea Lions a few weeks ago. Here comes CMU. Fotheringham. Dare. Wells is there as well. Schaber intercepted by Barheit going the other way. Abbey turns on the afterburners, but it gets intercepted, returned back into possession of CMU. Good defense by Freeman. And she gets up gingerly, holding her right ankle. Made a hard play coming from the midfield. Bit of a stinger. She looks to be okay as she toughs it out and walks it off. Good move inside by Abbey. Shot. Bounce it around, and it ends up in the gloves of Bella Whitmore. Good job by Levi putting it up in the air. As well as Jade Kinsey for UCCS. Now Jade. Soft touch. Aguilar. In front of the CMU bench, and the Mavericks, good contest. They get the ball back. Left-footed shot over the crossbar. That was by Mira Hauk, the former MSU Denver Roadrunner. And so far this game, that's kind of the tail of the tapes. What we read off pregame. The shots that Mesa's averaged so far this year, mentioned there. 264 shots coming into this game, 22 shots per game, 12.9 for UCCS. So far in this one, CMU has gotten a couple have been on target. That last one by Hauk, just a couple of feet over the crossbar. It looked good off the left foot. But that was kind of the tail of their offense from last year. You're going to see a lot of shots taken by this Mesa offense. And eventually, of course, putting up on target, one's going to find the back of the net. as opposed to UCCS, who takes timely shots, who takes time to set up their offense and then find whoever's open in the crease or either in the box, and that's how their offense works. The defense by UCCS is really going to be the difference in this game. Can they sustain what they've done in the last 10 games? Now to Freeman. Middle of the field, bouncing around. Aguilar takes it across midfield. UCCS still looking for that, I'd say, first really good offensive attack. They've had 2 corners. That's been about it thus far, 17 minutes into this game. Good rundown, good effort by number 21, Isabel Schaber. Freeman to Takahashi. And Bell is there. Not a bad shot at all by Fotheringham. She's probably been one of the top, I would say, 1 or 2 weapons or targets for CMU thus far. On the season, she hasn't had a bad year at all, the junior. She is second on the team in goals behind Randall. She actually leads the team in shots coming into this game, 34. And 22 shots on goal. So very effective work this year by number 5. And remember, CMU doesn't even have the leading scorer on the field just yet. And Sabi Randall. And a crucial whistle. That's going to be against UCCS. Opportune chance coming up for CMU here in the 18th minute. They will get a free kick from about, let's say, 45 yards out. And move it up to about 40. Just outside the 18, headed away. Good job by Jade Kinsey. Putting some lead on it. Now going the other way. Takahashi tries to make a run, but Maverick fans, CMU parents traveled well. Some players from the front range probably coming down to see their kids or relatives play. They cheered that stop made by CMU. Mavericks just all over the field. UCCS though, so fast, these touches. Ooh, that was not a good touch. Was looking for Abby Barheit. As Emily Aguilar tries to get it back, Barheit to help her out. Now towards the far side of the pitch, just in front of the press box, as Jade Kinsey now kicks it up. And it's going to roll out of the touchline. Throw-in coming up for CMU. The history between these two teams is, I wouldn't say dead even, but it's one game off from being so. 7-9-2 is the record for UCCS against the visiting Mavericks. Longest winning streak spanned from 2017 to 2021. Golden years for the Mountain Lions. That was a winning streak of 4 games. Our longest losing streak was 3 games back in the earlier 2010s. And so far in the last, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matchups, it has been heavily favored for UCCS, 5-1. Last year, that game was in Grand Junction, a 3-1 win for UCCS. Here's another corner opportunity coming up. A little bit far left of the post. Keeps on rolling. I don't think anybody's going to try to get a hold on it. They do. Put back inside the 18. Up in the air. Still a play available for UCCS, but it's cleared out by that Maverick defense. Now going towards the touchline, Kylie Wells in stride. Back to Wells again. Nice touches, but better defense by Freeman, who's easily there for UCCS. It's that transition game by CMU. That was a little bit slower than what they're used to. Clearing it away off the corner. But that isn't really what wears you down. Much like a offense in football that runs the ball down the throat of the defensive line, this Mesa offense on the soccer pitch just puts shots on net. And that really wears the defense down a bit. Like, you can be so good, especially as UCCS, with as many shutouts as they've had in ARMAC play. They haven't given up any goals until that most recent game against Regis, a 2-2 tie this most recent Sunday. Now Dare puts the right-footed weight onto it. Left foot, spin, shot right to the post. So it was taken by Dessa Correa. Not a bad shot at all with 22 minutes into the first half. Mesa's threatening. UCCS defense holding steadfast. This Maverick offense continues to overlap a sizable amount. You got players like Wells and on the far side Correa playing just outside the box, even though it's a goal kick for UCCS. Now it's back towards midfield. Aguilar on a Vince. Vince working with Barheit. Here's Abby, makes a move inside. Now towards the corner. Aguilar puts it in play behind the net. Recent subs on events previously mentioned, subbed in for Kelsey Takahashi. So far, here's how the stats stand out. 4 shots taken by CMU, 2 of them on target, 1 shot taken by UCCS, 1 of them on net. 3 corners by UCCS. That's going to be a vital part of their offense if they can continue to get those calls. 1 offside call on CMU. Barheit with the quick throw in. Abby missiles it inside, trying to find her fellow captain. Too much weight on the ball, rolls out of play. No. Good job keeping it in bounds. UCCS desperately looking for a chink in this Mesa defense. Some contact inside the 18, no whistle. Shot, headed away. Maverick defense overlapping just a little bit. They got to stay where they're at. That's in that transition game by this Mesa offense. We'll be able to get back if you can. Good job by UCCS maintaining possession of the ball, trying to find some kind of hole. And it's punched away again by CMU. Good job by B. McCullough and Carly Dare. And ref letting them play. Advantage opportunity coming up for UCCS. Now Barheit sees the situation. Mavericks lose the ball. Barheit, good run down, gets the ball back and throws a hip. Right into Isabel Schaber. And another whistle. Barheit gets knocked down, gets up, flexes a little bit. Mesa fans not enticed with the call. Gotta love the effort play and the tenacity by the captain and Abby Barheit as a free kick is coming up for the Mountain Lions. You got Kinsey and Vince that are there. Wonder which one's going to take it. Looks to be Kinsey. No, we'll see. I believe it's a direct free kick. In the 26th minute, Mavericks line up 4 defenders about 10 yards away. Kinsey puts it on the ground, and the ball's up in the air. Not sure who touched it last, and it was touched off of a Maverick foot. Fourth corner kick coming up for UCCS. The last 5 minutes have been dominated by, well, possession-wise, by UCCS. Keeping that Maverick offense away from the soccer ball. That's going to be key to the game here. Limit their shots, limit their opportunities, and take the time to find your own. Wong Yuan orchestrates the kick, puts it far. And soft-footed attempt by UCCS. Don't believe they got the angle on it that they wanted. But Barheit gets it back for UCCS as they go back the other way. Here's Vince with the rundown. And now Wells takes it for CMU. Here come the Mavericks. Steinberg trying to push that Maverick offense back towards the midfield. Finally get past Steinberg. Looking for players like Fotheringham. Down inside the defensive third. It's bouncing around the touchline just in front of the press box. Maverick midfielders having a hard time moving it upfield. They finally do. Move inside to Wells. She's met by a very aggressive Aguilar. And Aguilar working with a couple other defenders. They punch it away. Mavericks got to reset. Now Dare. Nice look inside. Can't find an owner. Had Fotheringham in there.
Now checking in.
Tell you, despite how
number 22,
many passes and touches the Mesa offense had just then, that UCCS defense didn't look frazzled one bit. They did such a good job getting in front of the ball again and disrupting those passes, cutting off the lanes, ultimately getting the ball back. Barheit sees it goes past her face, and she's gonna have to chase it down. I believe that was last touched by a white jersey, and it was. Dare with the last contact. Now Vince and Barheit working together. Good 1 and 2 touch by Anna. Vince words back towards the midfield. You can hear the commands being called up by Bella Whitmore saying, hey, go here, go Merlo, far side. Mountain trying to maintain possession, push it down. Aguilar. Good job by the keeper, Keely Orzik. Coming up, making the stop. What a wise play by the freshman keeper. Was talking with one of the assistant coaches of CMU pregame. Was asking about this freshman class, and you know, I mean, in women's soccer, you don't have a lot of time to develop team chemistry between the freshmen and the existing players. The girls' soccer season for CHSA is in the spring, as well as multiple other states around the U.S. I'd say the majority of them, actually. And then you have the fall season for NCAA Division II women's soccer a few months after the culmination of the high school season. And so you have the end of the high school season, graduation, couple summer months, and then you jump right into the fall. So that is very limited time for these freshmen to come in and try to find their identity on the team and really get established within the style of play. It's almost like you get thrown into the fire as a freshman, but I guess that's really how you figure out who's meant to withstand the test of time and who can really make it at this level. But props to Keely Orzik, the keeper from Camas, Washington, coming in and making an immediate impact on a team that actually has a few solid keepers. Chloe Doherty and Ella Harrison Doty, a redshirt junior, took majority of the starts last year for CMU. Harrison as well getting decent playing time for Megan Remick. Kylie Wells takes it on her own. Left foot right through the legs of Kinsey. Love the effort by Kylie Wells taking on a few Mountain Lion defenders, but didn't exactly have the numbers, which would have been super helpful to try to get across inside, but will be a goal kick coming up for UCCS.
Sophia Beams.
First 30 minutes. Feels like it's gone by quick. See what happens in the remaining 14-15 here in the first half. Sun continues to go down. That glare is beaming on the broadcast table. Can barely see what's happening on the far side of the corner. So if there's a goal kick that comes in that direction, I'm not going to be able to read it that well. But for now, as UCCS, I would say they actually have the advantage with this whole sun situation. I'm not exactly sure if you ask the players like how much of an effect that has when the sun's setting and you're trying to get a shot or look in. Can you see what's going on for UCCS? I mean, they don't have the sun in their face, so I would say almost like the wind to your back if you're a kicker. That's a good advantage to have, not having to kick right into that glare of that setting sun. Or it could also have no disadvantage, and I'm just making something up, but so far, UCCS has had the better looks. And in, let's say, the last 10-15 minutes, they've had the majority of the possession on the offensive side. Now for CMU, Beams at midfield, fighting off with Anna Vince. Now Hauk. Octel. Wells, poked away by Freeman. Now to the near side, Dare chases it down, lets it go. UCCS throw-in. Correa. Beams puts it up. Line's headed away. Hauk runs it down for CMU. They'll go back towards the defensive middle of the field. We'll try Carly Dare on the near side. Good job by Freeman. It was a great look by Dare. She was looking for her teammate in Abby Fotheringham. But Freeman, who we mentioned plenty of times in this broadcast thus far, being a cornerstone for that Mountain Lions defense so far. Now Dare with a shorter throw-in finds Wells. Wells sizes up. Dare off the one touch. Wells towards the goal line, goes inside the box. And it's punched away. It will be a corner kick coming up. Last touch by number 21 for UCCS. That's Michaela Merlo. So first corner of the game for CMU. Wells will look for some help. Mavericks moving around. Players scattered around the box. They go up top of the 18. Now towards the far side. Back inside, and Whitmore touches it once, bounce off the turf, safely into the gloves of the goalkeeper. Will be a Mountain Lion throw-in. Tell you, Mountain Lions aren't scared of this Mesa offense so far. They have ignored the rankings, ignored the stats coming in, and really matching this Mesa offense in stride and also pressuring on their own offensive side of the ball. Some contacts made on the far side of the pitch. Will be a goal kick. Actually, I don't even think that was out of play. Just gave it back to the keeper. And now Mesa will look to move upfield. Wells and Freeman. I believe Freeman touched that last. They thought it was going to be a UCCS throw-in, but they called it off of Black. So Beams, who stopped by Kinsey, now Freeman clears it away. Now on the far side, got a couple Mavericks on the run. In defense, UCCS is there inside the corner with some help. Kinsey, Steinberger there, and it's going to be a CMU throw-in. Mavericks attacking from all angles. You try the near side, went towards the middle, now you try the far side. Now that glare of the sun has officially disappeared from Mountain Lion Stadium as Pikes Peak, 14,000 feet high. Glaring on in the distance, amazing. I mean, it's absolutely outstanding weather in Colorado Springs. Sometimes like mid to late October, it could be snowing here on the Front Range, but you know, Colorado, 70 degrees one day. Next week, believe maybe have a low of 25 degrees. But for tonight, we'll not have to worry about that. No wind too, by the way. Gorgeous evening here in the Olympic City.
Number 24, Sabaline Randall.
So number 24, Sabaline Randall from Haiti. The leading scorer so far this year for CMU. She comes onto the pitch. And Sabaline, she's had a great year for CMU. Mention of her goal scoring for the Mavericks. Leads the team. But in years past, she's been known as Addie Randall. But this year, Mesa did a great job covering Savi's story. Redshirt junior from Haiti. 9 goals, 20 points. She's played in all the games, has only started in 7. But last year was the sub behind leading scorer Lila Deer. Had a second team high 6 goals. Made the All-ARMAC second team. Came here when she was 6 years old. That's when she was formerly known as Addie Randall. Went to Northridge High School in Greeley, but most recently changing her name, and her teammates, her coaches have embraced it, her native Haiti name. And she says that, I quote, told the Mesa SID department, I think the name change was really monumental for me because I've always believed there's power to a name. She said, as Savi battles with Freeman, she said, I believe that you can call I believe what you call yourself and what you allow people to call you is super symbolic about who you are as a person. She says the name Addie just wasn't me and never felt like home. I've got an opportunity to reconnect with my Haitian family in the last 4 or 5 years, and just the opportunity has allowed me to kind of figure out who I am outside of soccer, outside of Colorado, outside of like my American family. It's really been a great journey. Those are the names to pay attention to. Randall for CMU, Freeman for UCCS. That will probably be the majority of the matchup the rest of the first half. Freeman has played all 39 minutes for UCCS thus far. Randall with fresh legs coming off the bench. See if Mesa will try to sneak away, maybe get a couple shots on net, try to go into halftime with the lead. UCCS trying as well. They've had some decent shots on net. But now Hauk tries to find Randall. Savi makes a move, finds Mira again, a little poke over the top of the defense, but too much weight on the ball, ends up in the gloves of Bella Whitmore. Lights have come on in the stadium. A little bit easier to see the field. B. Steinberg tries to find Vince. Ends up back into possession of Hauk. Hauk finds Dare. Now Dare moves upfield. Tries to find a teammate in Fotheringham. Now Sophia Beams was there, but it's intercepted by Steenberg as Fee pushes it out. Or from Kinsey, now Steinberg tries to find possession, and it ends up back into the feet of CMU. First half has definitely been a stalemate just outside of the score. I'd say the pace, the tempo has been very similar between these both teams. The midfield has just been absolutely electric You don't see a whole lot of passes being intercepted. Both teams having quality touches. Abby Barheit, who you see on your screen, she's commanded the majority of the offense for UCCS. As she puts it back into play, it's going to be a CMU kick coming up. Walktail, sophomore defender from Tempe, Arizona. See if CMU can draw something up here. Kick from about midfield, just under the UCCS logo. Walktail plays it long, headed up, Kinsey. Good job by the Mountain Line defense. But now down to Dare. Dare puts a left foot on it. Barheit, now on a Vince with some good touches. Walktail again, headed down. Mavericks can't find that second touch. Madison D. Herrera. Now Randall chases it towards the corner. And it will be a goal kick. Good run down by Savi.
Checking in for the Mavericks, number 9, Peyton Bundy.
So 3 minutes to go. Peyton Bundy subs in for
number 20, Luca Johnson.
CMU. And Johnson, Luca Johnson, the freshman from Lake Elmo, Minnesota, subs in for the Mountain Lions. And Bundy, fresh off the bench, comes in, gathers the ball, puts it down the line looking for Randall. Savi may look for a cross here. She makes a move, tries to spin towards the interior side of the field. Peyton Bundy puts her right foot on it. Now back to Randall. Savi, cross. Freeman's there. Now Beams, left foot, too far. Good look by CMU. You kind of see the play that they're going for there. Randall, calm and collective in the far side. But Freeman there to meet him on the other side of the field for UCCS. Now Bella Whitmore takes her time. Goes short. And Kinsey will try to give it back to our forward and midfielders. Just under 2 minutes to go. At the half, we'll take a break, come back and look at the halftime stats. Maybe look around the ARMAC and also take a look at the standings. As we're in October, ARMAC Championship is next month. We'll be crowning an ARMAC champion in less than a month. Is it going to be in Grand Junction or is it going to be somewhere else? So far in the top 25, 3 teams within the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. CMU, number 6. Colorado School of Mines in the ranks as well, and then UCCS just entering the top 25. Here goes Randall, breaking through some defenders. She's got some green, met by Steenberg, and Fee is going to draw the foul. Randall called for the contact. Good job by the Mountain Lion defense. One last scare by CMU heading into halftime. Got 50 seconds left. Is maybe UCCS will try for something. We'll see. I think they'll be content going into halftime with a 0-0 score. Vince, contact midfield, advantage UCCS. See if they can capitalize off the quick field transition. Abby, looks like they will try to attack with 25 seconds to go. Barheit makes a move inside. She gets caught, no whistle. Gets up, looks over her shoulder. Actually, they did call a whistle. I just didn't hear it. Okay, 10 seconds to go. Kinsey, quick. Puts it into play, headed up. Still a chance for the Mountain Lions.
3, 2, 1.
But to no avail. So a lot of action, but no fruit.
The score is tied 0.
And if you're watching anything, I mean, a 0-0 score doesn't tell the tale of this game. These two squads are uber talented. But that is where we stand at halftime, a stalemate of 0-0. Quick stats before we go into a quick halftime break. 4 corners for UCCS, but shots favor CMU. 4 shots total, 2 shots on target for the Mavericks, and a couple on target for UCCS. Randall came in, made an impact for the CMU in the latter half of the first half, but for UCCS, it is Freeman on the defensive end, Abby Barheit on the offensive end, commanding the way. We'll see what kind of adjustments will be made. As you look at a replay there, and actually we'll take a quick break, and we'll return soon for the second half action at the half. UCCS 0, CMU 0.
Fans, it's now time for our halftime entertainment. Please welcome to the field your UCCS dance team.
That's why I was like, we're going to be complacent, go ahead.
Okay.
Let's hear it for your UCCS.
Picking the right college is key. And with one-on-one attention and hands-on experience, UCCS fuels success.
I wanted more than a degree.
So with innovative courses and affordable tuition,
UCCS fuels success.
Apply today at uccs.edu.
The mountain lion can travel up to 370 miles. Located primarily in North America, these majestic creatures can traverse a large variety of terrain. There are, of course, some natural barriers. UCCS. Find your inner mountain lion.
I really remember that because I was really excited and I was really scared, and it was really hard, saying goodbye to my family, and I think that was really scary for me, never leaving the state, being first generation and stuff. I didn't really know what to expect from my college experience.
The first thing that comes to mind when I think about what surprised me about living on campus is how open everyone was in the first couple of weeks to get to know other people. Me and a couple other people I had met started playing volleyball in just an open field, and then within 20 minutes there were about 30 people in the circle all just hitting a volleyball around, and it's something that just showed me how open people were to meeting new people.
I had never had the opportunity, to ever share a room growing up and stuff, and so it just so happened that me and my roommate got along very, very well, and as well as our other suite mates.
So I'm a resident assistant in Summit Village, and that is essentially a student upperclassman who lives on the floor with the new year freshmen, sometimes upperclassmen, who kind of just guide them through their first year on campus. There are tons of different rooming options here on campus. The first one that we see most commonly is known as Summit Village, and we have privates in a suite, we have private bedrooms, private bathrooms, we have a double in a suite, we have triples in a suite, so there's tons of different options. Definitely when you are coming into college, there's so many different personality types, and so it's really important to find an area within housing that is best for you. So I personally really love having a private bedroom, private bathroom, but then I have some friends who really enjoy being able to have a more social aspect, and so they have a double bedroom with a living room. Different floors have different themes. Let's say you really are enjoying leadership. Well, we have a leadership floor. Let's say you're a criminal justice major or a nursing major. We also have floors for that. Education, once again, my favorite floor because I'm an education major. There's even non-education based ones such as Colorado Living, and they do a lot of things filtered around the community, like going out to garden with the gods and just getting experience about what does it mean to live in Colorado Springs.
For me, when I'm not in class or not studying in the library, I'm usually hanging out with friends in their rooms, watching TV, playing video games, different stuff like that, or we're going off campus, either hiking in the bluffs behind the school or exploring Colorado Springs.
We have 2 dining halls that we're available to us to eat at, and when we go there, they have so many different varieties of food, and you really can just taper it to your diet. So I have residents who are vegan, and they have no trouble finding food on campus. I have people with gluten allergies or who are lactose intolerant, and they have the availability to go to the dining hall and eat whatever they want because they are accommodated there. But then there's people like me who literally want cookies every single meal and can get them, along with french fries and pizza and pasta. So there's just always different options every time of the day.
In the dining halls, there's different sections that are in each of them, both at the lodge and over at the Roaring Fork. And no matter what you're feeling, depending on any time of day, there's going to be options there.
I think a lot of people think on-campus living, is supposed to be super studious, super, serious, but I think it can be a lot of fun when you make it that way.
I've met some of my closest friends from just living on the same floor.
The one thing about living on campus is that chances of you getting involved in something tend to be spontaneous. They're not always structured. So you meet people that you normally wouldn't talk to or you normally wouldn't have classes with, and you'll have that opportunity just to study together, go out to eat together. So it's just kind of limitless.
I wanted more than a degree. So with innovative courses and affordable tuition, UCCS fuels success.
Apply today at uccs.edu.
Steel Magnolias is about finding a space of community. It's all about this group of women who have found their space. I play Anelle, who is brand spanking new. She has a bit of a past, and she's trying to find her way. make people laugh. I think it's going to make people cry. And I think it's going to be very meaningful to a lot of people.
The mountain lion is one of the strongest members of the feline family. The average mountain lion lives 5 times a day and consumes up to 3 times its weight in protein. It shares many characteristics with its domestic counterparts, the good and the bad. UCCS, find your inner mountain lion.
Welcome back to Mountain Lion Stadium. Matt Kennedy with you on a very gorgeous evening in Colorado Springs, Colorado. CMU and UCCS tied at 0-0 at the half. And judging by these two offenses coming into this game, you wouldn't think that that would be the score, but not saying that it hasn't been fireworks. It really has been a exciting game, but more so on the defensive end. Both keepers playing shutout soccer. And the offenses for each team still trying to figure out, okay, what is going to be the key to victory? Mesa's put on a decent amount of shots, not normally the amount that they're used to, 20 plus per game. UCCS, I would say the game management has been more precise, more to their style of play, more to their pace, and I don't think that has much to do with the home field advantage. For CMU, they play really well on the road. They have to travel to the front range a decent amount of times. That has not affected them so far this year. Actually, let's take a quick look at what CMU's done on the road. They're 3-0 away from Unity Field in Grand Junction, and their last road stint, actually they played a lot of games at home so far this year. Their last 4 of 5 games were in Grand Junction. They did win in Durango last Thursday, a week from today, at Dirksfield against Fort Lewis. That was a 2-0 win. The most recent win was against Western Colorado on the Western Slope. That was a 5-0 win. But the road ahead is probably their toughest road stint of the entire season. Of course, number 24 UCCS today, CSU Pueblo on Sunday, and then they got Colorado School of Mines and Regis at home. Then they close out the regular season at Westminster in Salt Lake City. For UCCS, they are closing out the season rather strong. Of course, you mentioned their 6-0-1 ARMAC play so far this year. They have the breast cancer awareness game on Sunday against Westminster here at Mountain Lion Stadium, and then their final home game is against Adams State. That will be Senior Day, October 29th. That's after a quick trip down to Las Vegas, New Mexico, to play against the Cowgirls of New Mexico Highlands. And then they will close that RMAC play, regular season play, on Wednesday, November 1st against the Thunderwolves. And the RMAC tournament will officially start on Sunday, November 5th. And then the championship will be, I believe, either on Saturday or on Sunday, November 11th or November 12th, at the highest remaining seed in the RMAC tournament. Here's where the RMAC standings are as of right now. Of course, CMU, they are favored to host the RMAC championship. For UCCS, they are currently seeded second. They are undefeated within conference play with that 6-0-1, 8-2-3 overall record. Regis is in third, Colorado School of Mines is in fourth, MSU Denver, and then Westminster. So, not saying things can shift. That would be a pretty dramatic shift for CMU to suddenly lose their remaining games. But if UCCS wins this game and then somehow Mesa would lose their remaining games, it does swing in the favor of the Mountain Lions if there happens to be any kind of tiebreaker for UCCS to potentially host a future RMAC championship here in Colorado Springs. As we get started, as Mountain Lions are now working right to left on your video screens, CMU working left to right, rocking their away kits. Mountain Lions rocking the home black kits today. As we see both teams trying to fight for that ball, very similar to what we saw in the first half. Not a whole lot of domination possession game by either team. You kind of saw it in spurts by both. Mesa would have their few shots on goal, but then UCCS, I would say maybe about 60% of that first half was controlled by UCCS. There's a good interception by Carly Dare going the other way. Here's Wells. She was one of the main components of that Mesa offense in the first half. Savi Randall takes it inside. Wells ends up into the hands of Bella Whitmore. Back to Whitmore again. Quick strikes by the Mesa offense. Wells and Randall, dynamic duo. For UCCS's side of things, Kinsey on the defensive end as well as Freeman. Danae Wong Yuen as well. V. Steinberg. Vince is there. As well as number 14, Stella Freeman, and she's back on defense as number 10, Sydney Lassiter. And Jessica Rockwell back into the game. Now Steinberg near side of the 18. Fee stays on side, gathers and settles the ball, makes a move towards the goal line. Left foot cross into the hands, just off the gloves of the keeper in Wazorek. That would have been an opportune chance for Mountain Lion to come in off the ricochet and the rebound to knock into the back of the net, but the Mountain Lions just didn't have the numbers. But they maintained possession. Steinberg works inside. Rockwell gets knocked down, no whistle. Bothering him. Pushes it past midfield for UCCS, or back to UCCS after the intercepted pass. More contact. Limited fouls in this game as Mesa player is down. I believe that's number 21, Isabella Schauber. She's shaken up. There was a collision that didn't cause a foul, but Schauber is grabbing her right knee as the referee will call for the Mesa trainer. 48 minutes into the game, still no score. Schauber is still down as she collided with a UCCS player midfield, trying to go after the ball. Grabbing her right knee, she gets up and will exit the field under her own power, but obviously shaken up. Injuries haven't been something that either team has been plagued with so far this year. One of the more notable injuries for CMU is Haley Klasner, one of the leaders in the all-time assist category for CMU. Prominent goal scorer back in 2022. She had a nasty ankle injury against MSU Denver. And for UCCS, they've remained rather healthy so far this year. Got a couple players out today. Leclerc and Renagan, sophomore and freshman, crossed out the lineup, but the rest of the way, Aguilar, she gets pushed from behind, but still no whistle. So Mesa kick coming up. Dare gives it off to Sarah Dunn. And down the freshman defender from Colorado Springs, Colorado. Puts it in the air. Freeman heads it away. Bar height. Trying to find Aguilar on the touch. Mesa intercepts. Now Wells. 2-on-3. Kinsey. Wells knocks it down. Will be a throw-in. No, goal kick coming up. Good pressure by Kylie. Again, Mesa just doesn't have the offensive numbers. Neither offense really has had those offensive numbers, which allow those, of course, those passes, create an open space, give an opportune attacker a chance to get a decent shot on net. Good boot by Bella Whitmore. Here come the Mountain Lions. Vince takes it across midfield. Looking for Jessica Rockwell. She puts on the afterburners. Down inside the corner, settles. Tries to find some help. Mavericks regain possession. Odessa Correa gets the ball back for CMU. Dunn, Colorado Springs native, played at Rampart High School. D20, a couple of minutes up the road. Aguilar and Barheit for UCCS. Abby tries to find a nook inside, but it's hammered away by CMU. Wong Yuan. Now towards the near side flank. Just outside the wing, booted away. Wachtel. Mountain Lions have dominated the last couple years between these two teams, winning 5 out of the last 6 meetings, including a win last year in Grand Junction. Obviously, standings-wise, Mesa's the favorite coming into this game. Number 6 seed facing, or number 6 team in the country facing off against the number 24 team in the country. UCCS being inside the top 10 is nothing new to them. Of course, top 5 team a couple years ago. Some ARMAC championships to their name. CMU on the other end. getting as high as number 4 this year. That's a program record. But both these teams, top 2 teams, record-wise within the ARMAC. Won't be surprised if we see these two. Here's Randall with a good look. Defended very nicely again by Freeman. Savi tries to draw a foul, and Wells puts it in. No offside call. Mavericks take the lead. Randall with the assist. Savi Randall. So in the 52nd minute, Mesa strikes first. Give the credit to Wells for the goal, but Savi Randall set it up very nicely. Wells just with the dagger. Goal number 4 on the year for Wells. Assist number 3 on the season for Savi. Point number 21 that leads the team. So there's that Mesa offense that we were talking about pregame and well into the first half. As many shots as they've taken, they haven't had a whole lot of opportune chances so far today. See if UCCS can answer. Mountain Lions were down 2-0 against Regis. This previous Sunday, they scored 2 second-half goals to run away with the tie. Good move by Barheit on the far side of the pitch. Here comes Abby. El Capitan looking to make a move. Or La Capitan in this case. Well, UCCS has done a fantastic job limiting the Mesa offense in this game. And before that shot by Wells, only 3 shots total on goal for CMU. 4 shots total before that goal. So it really has been neck and neck, but I wouldn't call it a breakdown in the UCCS defense, just a great assist by Savi. Hard to keep a team like that off the scoreboard, but UCCS, again, they've found so many ways to win games the last 10 games. Or at least escape with a tie. And if you can tie this game up, if not take the lead against this Mesa team. Now, this is when you may start to see things pick up. After one team scores, you start to see some more shots taken by either team. Mesa to increase their lead, UCCS. Don't be turned off if you start to see them be more aggressive on the offensive front. Freeman. Far side, they give it back to Barheit. Here comes Abby. The pace setter for this UCCS offense. Deflected out of bounds by Dare. Cross inside, nobody home. Mavericks had the numbers. And Mazoric picks it up. So in that 10-game span for UCCS, 9 of those games, they didn't give up a single goal. Regis was the first team to score against UCCS in conference play. UCCS held a 14-0 goal differential in ARMAC matches before that Rangers' first half offensive onslaught. They came back, tied the game of 2-2. And now they find themselves down 1-0 after the goal by Wells. See if the Mountain Lions can respond. Mesa takes it back across midfield. Savi Randall chases it down, 1-on-2. He's got the pace. Good save by Bella Whitmore. Left-footed shot to the right side of the net. But Bella Whitmore dives to her left, our right. Makes a save and keeps it a 1-goal lead. Calling out commands the graduate keeper from Arlington, Texas. Wong Yuen trying to win it back against Wells. Ball's headed towards the touchline, and it's still in play. Barheit gathers, Freeman settles, looks, pushes it deep. Aguilar. Now on the run-up, here comes Michaela Merlot. Haven't called her name as much as we normally do in this broadcast. Good poke away by Michaela Aker. Levi. Back to Freeman. Sella overlaps just a tad. Rockwell. Looking for Svi, and Steinberg won't have a chance on it as it's headed away. Rima Cola was the one who deflected the ball away on the defensive end, tries to make a play offensively, but it's last touch by UCCS will be a throw-in just in front of the broadcast table. McCullough. We will have the men's game coming up right after this. CMU taking on UCCS. Game has a 7:30 kickoff time. This game kicked off at 5 o'clock while the sun was still beaming down on Mountain Lion Field, but men's game will kick off under the lights. Beautiful Colorado Springs evening in mid-October. Hey, the foliage in Colorado Springs. Also, how about that drive for Mesa? I-70 coming west of Grand Junction, driving through Glenwood Canyon, Vail Valley. Probably one of the best drives in the entire country. This time of the year, if you got the chance, head up towards Frisco, Breckenridge area. You won't be disappointed. Now attacking towards the goal line. Here comes UCCS down inside the corner. And it's going to be last touched off a black jersey. I believe that was off of Levi.
Checking in for the Mavericks, number 9, Peyton Bundy.
Bundy, who subbed in the first half, she comes in again. She subs out redshirt junior Mira Hauk. Not a lot of subs in this game. Both starters for both teams playing the majority of this game. And in this case, in this game of Uno, you're playing your strongest cards. And I'll say the draw 4 card for CMU has been Randall and Wells. For UCCS, players like Barheit, Rockwell, and Freeman have been the standout players for the Mountain Lions, but somebody's got to come through and put some shots on net here. Mountain Lions have been extremely limited in the second half play. That ball just wasn't what Wong Yuen wanted. He was looking for, I believe, a fellow teammate in Merlot.
Checking in for the Mavericks, number 8, Sienna Baruman Baker, and number 22, Madison De Herrera.
Randall subs out. Madison De Herrera comes in. So see if they look to go to Wells again on this offensive spurt. They do. Fee Steinberg quick to defend on the touchline as they give it back to Rima Cola, who sets up shop, goes a little bit short, bounces around. Merlot clears it out for UCCS. Now he's done. Good defense by UCCS, putting it out towards the Mountain Lion bench. Mavericks reset. Stay to the strong side of the field for UCCS. Freeman. That's actually where they scored the goal, though. Goal was about 10 or so minutes ago. Randall to Wells. That is the only offensive output in this game by either team. 6 shots on net so far in this game by CMU. Only a couple by UCCS. Mavericks retreat. Mountain Lions in pursuit. Rockwell's there. Barheit pressures up. She's been all over the place. Love to win the ball back. Good header. Beams. Takes it across for CMU. And the rundown by Stella Freeman. And a quick foul call. Steinberg. Aker. Now to Wong Nguyen. Nenea. Good look. Now it's back towards the Hawaii native. Mountain Lions got to get it out of their midfield here. They do. They find Barheit. Not a whole lot of action going on within the Rockham Athletic Conference today. Only a number of games being played. This is one of them. As Merlot, left foot inside, just missed. Aguilar. Another chance for Steinberg. Yes! Faye Steinberg with the uppercut and the fist pump as a celebration. The initial look didn't pursue, but staying persistent. Fee Steinberg knots it up in one apiece. Just heard it over the PA, and the confirmation, Fee Steinberg. First goal on the season. Couldn't come at a better time against the number 6 team in the country. Play was set up very nicely. We mentioned about 30 seconds prior, give your offense a chance, please. And they did just that. Initial shot, Merlot, Aguilar with some action. The bounce back, the save by Razorek. And then Fee Steinberg settled just inside the 18. Put a right foot to the upper left-hand corner of the net, right past Razorek, who couldn't get enough vertical. And a great response by UCCS. Not faltering any ounce to this, I would say, intimidating Mesa offense. Uh-oh, here's a chance for the CMU. That ovulation in the voice, that was almost like a heart pump as Bella Whitmore saved, or I would say almost bailed out the Mountain Lions defense there. There's Henry McCollin. Bundy on the attack for CMU. Can move by Aguilar. She's going to get tripped up. And a foul call. And are we going to see some yellow? Yes, we are. Yellow card awarded. Number 15, Odessa Correa. After the trip into Aguilar. First yellow awarded in this game between either team. Mesa hasn't had a whole lot of fouls so far this year. 81 total coming into this game. Yellow cards, they only have 5 on the season, so that's their 6th. And a crucial corner coming up for UCCS with the momentum, trying to get the lead. B. Steinberg, the goal scorer in this game for the Mountain Lions, sets up shop, will orchestrate the offense. Here's the ball put into play by Fee. Going long, headed, still in play. Steinberg will have a chance on it. Goes low. Ball bounces into the feet of a defender for CMU, who clears it out. The other Mountain Lion in the vicinity was Jaden Ledoux. Steinberg again this time. Works at pace on the left side flank. Ledoux, who's onside. Mavericks want an offside call. And the quick deflection by Sienna Berman-Baker, the freshman from Las Vegas, Nevada. Or Nevada, as a Las Vegas native would probably say. And another corner coming up for Steinberg. B, this time they go left post. And they'll get another chance. This time they go towards the top. Header, no! Fantastic attempt by Jade Kinsey, coming out of the shadows, putting a shot on net via the cranium. Deflected away by Wazorek for CMU. UCCS has had a lot of good corner looks so far in this game. If you're going to look at the summary on the stat sheet, that was corner number 7 for the Mountain Lions so far. Only 1 on Mesa's end. Just about 24 or so minutes to go. Another chance by UCCS. Down on the far side. They will set up shop. Here comes Barheit. Ledoux. Up in the air, still a chance. Hits the turf. B jabs at it. Now Merlot. B defended. Good job by number 8 and Sienna Baker. But another corner, number 8 coming up. B's just looked confident from that position today. That was a great ball to Jade Kinsey. Steinberg will get another chance. Now inside the corner. Nobody home. Aguilar somehow put a foot on it. Thought the Mavericks were going to be able to clear it out. Dare was there, as well as number 9 in Peyton Bundy. So still 1-1. Goal by Wells for CMU, responded by the goal by Steinberg for UCCS. This game is far from being over. Still a lot of time left for either offense to try to notch this game away. Here's Aguilar on the run, trying to get some help. Baker in defense, she's going to get knocked down, and a whistle. No, they're going to call a goal kick. Got the headphones on, thought I heard a whistle. The referee came up and motion for the goal kick. The fans here in Mountain Lions Stadium wanted the call. I don't know if that would have been inside or outside the box. If it was inside, it would have been a PK. It's that sometimes influences the call or no call of a referee. You don't just want to be giving away PKs. Now Barheit gets tripped up. There's a wall. There's a whistle. Ball will be set up from about, say, 30 yards out. Free kick coming up for UCCS. Jade Kinsey from the far side of the pitch. Inside, still a chance. No, just left of the post. Fantastic opportunity. Still a 1-1 game. Not a bad look at all by Kinsey. Had a couple players in there for UCCS, including Vince and Steinberg. Vince looks around, tries to find the ball. It's cleared away by the Mavericks. Try to give their offense another chance. They haven't had a shot in a few minutes. Now Dare faces opposition. Well, that was a good job by Abby. Look at Barheit fighting off a couple Mavericks. Stumbling across midfield, draws the whistle. Gotta love the heads-up effort play through and through. Through all 71 minutes of this game, Abby Barheit has been a turf monster all over the place. Look at that look. Look at that shot. Beautiful Pikes Peak, Rocky Mountains in the background. Got Pulpit Rock to our right. Wong Yuan. Aguilar, middle of the field, tries to find a teammate in number 27, Jaden Ledoux. Second attempt. Merlot. Levi. Barheit has to run it down. Goes back up top, poked away. I think that was off of CMU. Yes, it was. And a whistle just outside the 18. That's going to be called on UCCS. Mesa has gone 11-0-1 on the season. Their only game that has not resulted in a win was a 1-1 tie against MSU Denver back on October 8th. And since then, they've gone on a 7-0 run against Fort Lewis, and then the most recent win against Western Colorado. Mavericks have not lost since last season. That was, of course, the ARMAC tournament. Early round exit against Regis. Merlot. B. Steinberg, look out. B, another shot. Hit her own teammate, hit Ledoux, and a whistle as Jaden's going to get called for the offside call. But if you're watching this game, kind of surprised. You're like, oh, wow, 24 team tied with a number 6 team. Don't be. I mean, UCCS, they have not faltered against ranked teams so far this year. Their first loss of the season came against number 14 and now number, 5-4? Hawaii Hilo? That was in Hawaii, too. And then their next ranked game, that was against Point Loma Nazarene here in Colorado Springs. That was back on September 14th. That was a very impressive win for UCCS. They just controlled the entire game against the Sea Lions. And then since then, they also have another ranked win against Colorado School of Mines on homecoming night. A 2-0 win against the Ore Diggers back on September 21st. And since that time, they've only given up 2 goals. So the dominance of these two teams has been neck and neck, minus the first 3 games of the season for UCCS. That's going to be an aggressive foul call for CMU. 16 minutes to go. Ball's given back to the Mountain Lions just in front of the Maverick bench. 45. Puts it just outside the 18, headed down by Aguilar, looking for Abby Barheight, but it's punted away by CMU back towards midfield. Back to Freeman. Sella, now Kinsey. Ledoux. Near side. Merlot. Has to save face, and she couldn't find the right touch on the ball. We'll see some subs coming in. Most subs of the day coming in for CMU. We'll get you those numbers in just a second. See Beams coming into the game for another chance. Bree McCullough, who's seen minutes. McCullough will do the inbound. And also number 5, Abby Fotheringham, who started the game for CMU, back into the game. Wong Yu in. Aguilar met with some opposition, makes a move, poked away by Dare. Now going the other way. Here's Beams. Sophia. Not if Merlot's anything to say about it. Mountain Lions trying to get the ball back as it's down towards the far side, inside the corner. Risky pass. Slide tackle opportunity doesn't pay off for UCCS. Here come the Mountain Lions, or here come the Maverick offense. Mountain Lions defense trying to get back inside their own 18, and they do. And now Aguilar. Quick transition game, has a teammate in, Jaden. 2-on-1. Jaden will simply settle, wait for some help. Kind of move around a little bit. Now she goes inside the box, deflects it away, last touched by Maverick defender. Stella Freeman. Levi. Merlot. Aguilar, no. Now Hauk. Aker. Going the other way, here comes CMU. Good move by Steinberg. Rolling downfield, but a better defense, or defensive play made by Dessa Correa, who recovered nicely and cut off the Steinberg attack. Clock will eventually trickle down within single digits remaining. About 12 to go. As we see Kelsey Takahashi, redshirt junior starter for UCCS, returning back to the field. And Jessica Rockwell as well. Two starters returning after a quick stint to the bench. Excellent pass. Uh-oh. Wells, open net. Oh man, just missed wide right. Wells got past Bella Whitmore off the ricochet, and Wells, those plays are not as easy as they look. The ball is rolling downfield. You're trying to set up and not blow the opportunity at an open net. Left foot, you try to put enough soft touch on it to not overshoot it, and Wells had the right speed, just not the direction that she wanted, and it just rolled right of the post. Mountain Lions defense gets away with one after the stellar pass by the Maverick offense to put that in play for Wells. Abby Wachtell. Put some weight on it. Now Hauk. Defended by Freeman. Barheight. Back to Sella. Now to Levi. Little triangle action, bringing the ball back across midfield for UCCS to Steinberg. Fee. Aguilar battles with Dare or Aker. Now Levi with a nice move. Slicing through. Still has it. Gets met. And the ball stolen away. Now Wells, it's a foot race. Wells with the speed. Kinsey to beat. Good recovery by Freeman, no whistle. Good boot too. Quickly going the other way. Clean contact. This defense by both teams. Freeman for UCCS. Wachtell for CMU. Now Barheit. See if we can calm down a little bit or keep it going. I'm not complaining either way. This game 1-1. You just tell the quality of play between these two teams is top tier for the ARMAC. The talent that both Megan Remick and JB Belzer have brought in. And there's a whistle. That's going to be called on CMU. As number 5 and Abby Fotheringham doesn't agree with the call. CMU coaches was saying before the game, was asking about their turnaround from this year to last year. Of course, winning season, they won the majority of their games minus the last game against Regis in the ARMAC tournament. Like, what changed mid-season for them? They said, well, we talked about the culture of this team, the talent that we have, what we know we can do with it, and something clicked within the players. Then, of course, in the offseason, you lose your leading goal scorer in Lila Deer. She transfers to CU with 2 years of eligibility left. And coaches were saying how the rest of the players responded. They stepped up and filled the void rather well. But for UCCS, they already have the talent. And a whistle, that's going to be called on CMU. Merlot drew the foul. They started the year 0-2-1, uncharacteristic-like for this team. You're kind of like, okay, we know it's there. What needs to shift? And then win against Swazu. And then Point Loma really is where the season started to turn around as we started to see some chippiness happen on the field. And that's kind of the nature of the game. Start to get within 82nd, 83rd minute. Tie game between the top 2 teams within conference play. But I think the play right now by the player who has the ball, and Fee Steinberg, highlights the tenacity and also the versatility of this Mountain Lions offense as another offside call, second of the half, called on UCCS. That one drawn by Jessica Rockwell, going down the left flank. What was 12 coming into this game is now 13 different goal scorers on the season for UCCS. And it's dangerous because you keep so many defenses guessing. When one player gets the ball, sometimes you think, okay, well, that is a dangerous player. Wells, Randall for CMU. But for UCCS, you have so many different opportunities. Steinberg, you have, of course, Barheit, Talon Levi, Aguilar. Any one of them, if they get the ball, if they have a look, they're going to take a shot. And if all the players have that confidence, it really leaves a lot of defenses hanging, saying, we don't know who to defend. Everybody. But here we go, 85th minute. Corner kick coming up for CMU. Whitmore sets up the defense. Steal. Ball's on the ground. And it goes out of play. Mountain Lions defense holds true again. Still 1-1 game. Remember, no overtime rules after the recent NCAA changes in the last couple seasons. Would go to a couple overtime periods, but now if we have a draw at the end of the 90-minute regulation time, that is where the final score will stand. If you're CMU, you're like, okay, don't want to have another tie. But if you're UCCS, I think you're okay with a tie against the top 6 team in the country, but you would love those tiebreaker points come time for the postseason tournament. So, of course, they're trying to get a win here. Joby Steele looking for Wells. Poked away by Wang Yuan. Ball will move downfield. Clock continues to wind down. 86th minute. Mavericks looking to regain the lead. They had the goal by Wells earlier. Here goes Kylie on her own looking for some help. Cross. Nobody home. Freeman heads it away. Ball put back towards Bella Whitmore, left of the post. Goal kick coming up for UCCS. Isabella quick to make a... I thought she was going to go fast with the tempo with the short time, but Mountain Lions will instead give it to Freeman. Sella finds Levi. Now they work it up. Barheight's there. And another whistle in the Mountain Lions' favor. Men's game is coming up here in the ARMAC network. You can see the scoreboard there. 8 shots on goal taken by CMU. Kinsey, Freeman, looking for Barhide, nobody home. I think we've seen with both goals in this game, they come from out of nowhere. So yes, there's limited time. Offenses don't need a whole lot of touches to set up their chances. Randall set up Wells. Steinberg kind of set up herself with the assist from Aguilar. Here's a chance. Fotheringham goes far side. Correa. Good defensive play made by UCCS. Clearing the ball. Mavericks still maintain possession. Now coming up, here's Dunn. Cross inside, Whitmore. Oh man! Abby Fotheringham with the goal in the 88th minute. And the junior from Layton, Utah, formerly of the Aggies of Utah State, makes it a 2-1 game. For Abby, that is goal number 5 on the season. She is second on the team behind Randall. Is that the difference maker? Mountain Lions got a couple chances to respond, but what a play made by that CMU offense. Limited in their chances here in the second half. The assist is credited to Sylvia Beams. She really made that play happen, but Fotheringham was set up just outside the vicinity of Bella Whitmore, who almost had a guess on it. Fotheringham went right. Whitmore late to respond, and the Mavericks now lead 2-1 with their undefeated streak safely intact for now. Got about 90 seconds to go. Ball's kicked into the shed, as we'll see if Beams will chase it down and be like, oh, where's the ball? Kind of take their time, as there's obviously a ball available for a throw-in. Start to see Mesa try to run down the clock. Wells down inside the far corner. Beams. I mean, either way, see if UCCS can try to tie this game up in the last minute. Great showing by UCCS. If anything, they know they can hang with the best of them, especially with the top team in the country like CMU. But Mavericks proving why they are the top dog in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, coming on the road and facing another top 25 team. And a whistle as Kinsey gets called for it, as there'll be a foul call coming up. Free kick. And that might be it. And a yellow awarded for Kinsey. Late yellow card awarded for UCCS. One for the Mountain Lions, one for the Mavericks. Last corner attempt. Mountain Lions will be back here at Mountain Lions Stadium on Sunday when the Griffins of Westminster come into town. Mavericks will continue on the road. They'll travel south to Sishu Pueblo to face off against the Thunderwolves on high noon on Sunday. And as the clock reaches 90 minutes, that is all she wrote. And CMU outlast a mighty Mountain Lion team. And the goal by Abby Fotheringham in the 87th minute is the difference maker. Mavericks remain undefeated on the year. They improved to 12-0-1, 7-0-1 within conference play. And despite the valiant effort by UCCS, they fall to 8-3-3. That is their first loss since the loss against Western Oregon September 7th. That ends their undefeated reign within conference play. But don't be surprised if we see these two teams again on the weekend of November 11th and November 12th, ARMAC Championship. Now after this game, more than likely, if the Tides continue to be in favor of CMU, we'll see them again in Grand Junction. As for the entire broadcast crew here from UCCS for the SID department here at UCCS on the campus of Colorado Springs, Mountain Lions are down by the Mavericks by a final score of 2-1. I've been Matt Cannon on the ARMAC Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll have the Maverick men and the Mountain Lion men coming up here at 7:30 here from Colorado Springs. Thanks for watching.